we'll start our project. So the last session we have discussed about the HTTP. Okay, what is an HTTP? So HTTP is the hypertext markup language to communicate between the front end to the back end. Okay, so that is we have discussed in the last session only. We'll recap one more time. Okay, so HTTP methods. So these methods are very important because throughout your life going to deal with this HTTP methods only. So all your project you are doing no, so that is done with the HTTP methods only. So what is HTTP? So we discussed in the last session only. HTTP is a hypertext markup language. It is to transfer the data from the client server. So we have discussed the last day, but anyhow, I will just recap one more time. Okay, so what's the why we need an HTTP? Let's say you are going to be use any application like Android, iOS, or web application, or IoT application, or any application. So there is a communication between the client and the server everywhere. Okay, so that is there. So now, what is the client? So you have a Facebook page. So you have a username and a password, and here it is the login button is there. And you have a server. You have a server. You have a server. Here it is. Your server is containing a backend logic. So how it is communicating? So it is communicating one media. So it is a something sending a username and password to the server, and receiving a. So what is the Facebook minimum logic will be there. So it is sending the data. If the what is the data username and password? So that username password is sent to the. So username and password is sent to here. Okay, if the username password is wrong, if it is a not correct, it's the not correct, then it is telling that invalid username and password like that. If it is a valid user, so it is going to be redirect to your dashboard. Okay, so it is redirecting to your dashboard. So your dashboard you have something called your last 5 years post, likes, comments, events, meeting, resharing, so like that, poke, everything, this profile information is there. So this is the media. So you are sending the data, receiving the data. This is called the media is called this is called a HTTP request. This is called a HTTP response. HTTP response. Okay. So this is a the media is called a HTTP request. Okay. So this is an let's say this is an Android device. You have a something called a iOS device. So again you have a two log input and so this is also same thing it will work. Request response. Again you have a desktop here. So in the desktop you are having the username and a password and here it is a button. So again it is sending a request and you are sending a response. So this is the request and response terminology is called what uh, we can say what we can say HTTP request. Okay, and a response. So what are all the four methods? Okay, the four methods is a okay. What are all the four methods is a request, a response, is there. So then, like, so minimum four methods are there: request or response. To send a request, so that is a post. So there are four methods as I told. One is for the post, second is for the get, third is for the put, and third is the delete. Okay, so what is the post means? The post means you are sending a request. Okay, you are sending a request, or sorry, you are sending a data. A get means, so you are sending you are taking a data. Okay, post is a sending a request. Get is a taking a request. Put means was you are going to be update the data. Delete means what? You are going to be delete the data. How logically? You are going to be login. Okay, then here it is a a server is there. Okay, so you are going to be login with a username and a password. So that is called a request. Okay, so that is called a post request. So once you logged in, so it is going to be dashboard, right? So that it is getting your profile information is called a get method. Okay, so we are getting the data from the server, so that is a get method. You are sending a data, that is called a post method. So your all information is there, everything it is there. Okay, so your profile information and everything is there. So get post means we are sending a data, get means we are taking a data, put means so I need to update this profile information, I want to update the image. So then yeah, again here it will come for the put method. We are sending a put method because we are updating. And again delete means I want to delete some profile information, so you are calling a delete method. Got it? Post is send, get is a take, put is a again to update, delete is to delete the data from the server. So this is how it will works. Okay, based on that, so we are going to be uh, create a components. Okay, so here it is an example is there. So first one is a get. So to we don't have a backend data, then how to do? So here you might see that so this is called a HTTP JSON placeholder type code post equals to 1. So what is this one? Okay, so here what happens? Okay, first we'll understand. This is the data is there. So we need to print this data. So this is the server point. So I think we have get data method is there. We'll write one more one. React functional component export. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, the first what I have to do, my the first phase is I have a data. What is the data? The data is a JSON placeholder, is a one server. It is giving a free JSON files, free JSON data. So by that data, we are taking a data from the server. What is the server name? JSON placeholder is somewhere. It is hosted in US or UK. We don't know. So that data we are using. Okay, these are all the. Let's say this is a Facebook post API. So this is called a one API. Okay, so this is called a one API. What is the API? So that is a HTTP request API, means application program interface. Okay, so I want to take the, so this is the data, this data where it is there in the server JSON placeholder type code. So this is a dummy data. What it is like a Facebook post. How? Let's say, see here, your user id or Facebook user id is one common, your post id is one, this is title, I am going to the Himalayas, and description, so this is a wonderful experience you have posted in the Facebook. So this is a one post. Next, your user id is same because your row is like a roll number, so you are going to be, so user id is one, your post id is two, title is I have visited to Mantralaya, or like that something. Body, it is giving a, you are writing some information here. Okay, okay, so here what happened, uh, there are two data are there. So the two data like that, so you are posted like a, see from past 5 years or 6 years you are using the Facebook means, so you have a n number of posts. So this is the endpoint for fetching the post data. Okay, so this is the API, or this is called a connection string, you can see. So you are sending a, taking a data from here. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are taking this data. So this is the data I want to take from the server, I want to print in my local machine. So how to do? So for that, first I need to define my data. So how to define? So by using the use state data constant bracket equals to use state. See here, automatically it is telling the intelligence. If you click means automatically imported from the React. Use state bracket. Okay. Here, data is my state variable. Set data is the my method. So can anyone tell what type of data I need to pass here? I am showing a data here. So this is a data I am showing here. What type of a state I have to create here? Anyone? Is it a boolean, or is it a object, or is it be array, or it is a array object, or JSON array object? What type of data it has to be stored? Anyone? Yes, exactly. Here, see here. Here already they have mentioned here. The square bracket is there, and the end square bracket will be in the below will be there. Here it is the end square bracket. Inside one JSON object is there. See here. Both the key and value is a double quoted. Both the key and value. But this one is not double quoted because it is a integer. If you want to type ID should be string, you have to use a double quote. Got it? So this is a array of JSON object. So if it is a JavaScript, is only the key is having a double quote, value is not having a double quote. Fine. Okay, so that's why I want to use a square bracket here. Square bracket means array. Array inside we have a object. Okay. So now, okay. So I have defined a data state variable of type array. If I mention this one, what is the type of array? Anyone? What is the data type of array is now? Sorry, what type of a data is, I will just change. Sorry. Yes, exactly. So data is acting as a JavaScript object here. Okay. So now I want to take a one H2 tag. So JSON placeholder data is. Okay, first I need to fetch this data, right? So how to fetch this? To fetch this data, we have a one methodology called a that is called a by using the Axios. What is an Axios? So Axios is a npm package to operate the HTTP request. We are using the uh, what we can say Axios object, not object, Axios package you can see. So how you will get, if you just go to the Google, Axios, if you just type here npm package, so here you'll get a npm package. You are just going here because if I install this, so this feature I want to use it, I have copied here. Okay, like that so many other APIs will be there. So how to choose which is the best API package? See here, weekly download 40 lakh 29,000, not 40 lakh, yeah, 40 lakh 29,000, 29,000, 4 crore 29, yeah, 40 lakh 29,000, 313, 330, every weekly downloads it will happen. Okay, so this one is the best one, so we are using this one. So I have copied this one, so here I have copied and I am going here. I need to install here. So here right click means it is going to be paste here, hit enter. So this package it is going to be installed in the here in the packages. Okay, so see here already at last class I have installed the Axios 1.7.2, already it is there. Okay, so let it be installed. Next what? So I want to create a one button get data, save it, on click, get the data list from server. So I have created this one object. Okay, so my method constant equals to open close brace. So this is the one method I am going to call. So when I click on this get data method, it is sorry get data button, it is calling a happening a on click event and it is calling a get data from server method. See, it should be anything. Method should be anything. If you mention a x, you have to mention x. Okay. So get data. So here what happens? Now I want to call the Axios method. See, as we call here, see the Axios dot get method. How? So here I need to import the Axios first here. Import Axios. See, here it is, you will get. Yeah, I think that is a small one. Axios. Then Axios dot get. So first we are taking a data from the server, right? So that server URL we are going to be mentioned here, not here, inside a here. Dot then open close place. Whatever the API will be hit to the server, then what? Then there is a response object will come. See here. Then a response will come. A response equals to open close brace. We are going to be set the response data to the set data here. See here. Set data response dot data. Okay, first we'll understand here. I will just go to the JSON placeholder URL, or this is API. I will copy it and I will add here. Control V, Control S. So once I click on this get data, it is calling this get data list from the server method, and it is Axios get method. It is calling this JSON placeholder API. Then it is giving in the response object. Okay, so then we'll see whether it is API is calling or not. So for that, we'll go here. So localhost is our like a port server running here. Yeah, we have not started right this project. So CLS npm start. So first it is going for the app.js. So here it is a we are you calling a one component get data. So that get data internally it is calling this component. So this has to be displayed here. So my project is button is there. Once I click on this button, that is on click event will happen. Get a data list from server it will call, and it is getting a JSON placeholder server data here. Okay. So what data it is bringing? So this is a this data whole data it will bring to the my client. So localhost 3000 it is a client and this is a server. Got it? So what is the server? The server is here. That is a JSON placeholder. It is actually, sorry, just a minute. So let's say this is a client and this is a server. Okay. So now JSON placeholder. So JSON placeholder is acting a JSON placeholder is a server and localhost 3000 is a client. Sorry. See, this is the client, this is the server. So in the client, we are fetching a data. We are fetching a data and displaying here from the server to the client. Okay, so let it be load. See, you might feel like that. Okay, sir, this much time is taking. It's not good. Yes, so that's why npm uh, is having a some like installing a package and loading it all. So we are going. There is going to be fixed as soon as possible. Okay. So in source it is telling that okay in the browser it is telling that export Axios. Imported Axios was not found on Axios possible. Okay. So here uh, there is the Axios error is telling for line number 13. Okay, at least now we'll see. Still error is there. So Axios, we have imported a Axios. Yeah, now it's no error. We'll come here. Once, how we'll get to know whether it is, if I click means how we'll get to know whether it's API calling or not. So there is a trick, right click, inspect, and go to the network here. and click here. See here in the where to go in the developer console, go to the network and fetch XSR. You have to go here in the header. See, this is the API and this is the method. 200 means this is a okay, our API is calling properly. Preview means here you will get the data. See here, this is the first data, second data. So like that all the data is coming. So then where Axios API is calling properly. Okay, so this server data I am fetching in the my local data. See, we don't know the JSON placeholder. It is hosted somewhere in US or UK or some Australia, Middle East countries. We don't know. Let's say assume it's the Bombay only. In the Bombay server, it is fetching the data to the my client application here. Okay, so now I want to display here. How to do? I want to call the set data, or else I want to display in the console. So how to do? CLG, I am using the shorthand property of console.log. I will print this response object. So I will give some text. The response from a server is plus, so JSON dot stringify. Why we need a JSON dot stringify? So conversion between the string to the JSON, JSON to the string, JSON dot stringify and JSON dot parse we have learned. Save it. Uh, Control Shift I. See, earlier we have seen it in the network, so I want to see in the console here. If I just click here, see here. When I do console.log response means it is sending all the data, the responsive server, header information and everything. So to get the only data, if you just go for the response dot data. So I don't want to any extra information. Only a response is giving what information? The response is giving all the information. Where if you just go here, see this API URL get method 200, all this header information it is giving you the response. If you want only data, you have to go for the response dot data. Okay, so a response dot data. Let's say I will go here, I will go to the console, clear it. I will just put the get data. I will just reload. See here. Now I am getting only data here, JSON data. See, this is the user ID and all one everything. Only I am getting a response data. But this data I want to display in the browser. So how to do? I will use a bracket data dot map bracket. So bracket equals to, I will call a one more arrow function. So now data is containing all the data from the server. So I will just go for the dt. So I will just use a one list item. So in the bracket dt dot title. Where is the title? If you just go for the, so this is the title. So dt dot title, and I will use a copy, control V, control V. So first what I will do, dt dot id title and body. Okay, so what is the mistake? Okay, everything is fine. Okay, first we'll print a one data here. We'll see that. So dt dot a title. So it has to be print all the title information. So if I just go to the browser, so data dot map is not a function. So what is the mistake? I think we correct. What is the mistake? Yeah, it is array. Yeah, here we are using a array. Control S. If I just go to the browser, Control Shift I, get data. Okay, so here it has to be displayed. So why it is not displaying? So dt dot title or dt dot id. Okay, so I will just remove this one too. Data. So data we are getting and data dot map dt. So Control Z, uh, human bracket. Okay, so we'll see this one. Okay, data dot map is there. Okay, so key equals to dt dot id. Okay, so I will just use one more trick called I will bracket and pre bracket data. Control S. Why it has to be display data? So set data is there. Oh, I'm doing a simple mistake here. So everything is correct which we have written. dt dot id. So here what happens? So I need to set the data to the set data. So set data is here. What to set data? So set the data, it is going to be set the data to the this data object. Bracket what to set? This is the response dot data we need to set to the data JSON object. Control S, if you just go to the browser and reload it, get it. See here, you will find the IDs here, all the 100 IDs. So you need to pass the. Okay, so we need to pass as a table. Okay, so okay, okay. Let us be. I want to put the title. See, this is the title. It is going to be displayed. So I will just use a li. So I will use a forward slash dt dot id dt dot title and forward slash open close dt dot body. I will just control S. See here. First one is what? ID. The second one is what? Title. After body. So this is how it is going to be displayed. And reload it, get data. So it is getting a data. So what is happening here? Once this is the client, it is running in the local storage. When I click on this get data button, and it is sending the get request to the JSON placeholder. So JSON placeholder, it is giving a um, uh, the response data. So that response data we are going to be visible in the uh, localhost browser. Okay, so how we are going to be analyze one thing. So data.map, it is going to be mapped through each object. So first what we are going to do, first I am going to be create a one data object, state object. So what type of objects? Array of JSON object. So then I am calling a one method, so that is get data method. When I click on this button, it is calling a get data list from the server, and axios.get, this is the URL, dot then response. It is giving a response console.log. So it is a, if you want to remove this, you can remove. This is for the our understanding purpose. So then set data, where I am setting for the data. What type of data? It is the array of JSON object. So response to data, it is going to be set to the data. So now what happens? So the data is available. So data.map means, so it is going to be mapped through all the objects. So all the data is dumped to the DT. So dt.id, dt.title, dt.body, it is going to be print all the data. So this is how it is going to be. So that is called a get data. Okay. The next what happens? A post data. So how to how to handle the post data? So just I don't want to, same example I will take. Okay, I will just take a this button. What is this one? Post data. So how to do? So this is for the getting the data. Okay, the next I will use a one more button called a S3 post data. So here I will call a one button called a button post data. So I will call the on click event send the data to server. This is a my method. So this is for the get data. I will use a below in the send the data to the server. So for this I will use a here. So this is for the getting the data, sending a data to server. So now what I want to do, constant open close brace. Okay, so send the data to the server. Okay, constant send the data to the server. So then again I need to call the method the axios to send the data. Which method we need to use? Dot post bracket. Then what is the URL? The URL is, this is the post. See here, you might see this is the one. What is the one? If you just mention the post hyphen one, it is going to be give the only one post. How? Get data. 1 minute. Okay, so we will discuss get by ID, get by name, and everything. Okay, so this is called, okay, this is the post, this is the URL. So this is the URL we are using. So what is the some JSON format? Okay, there is some noise is there. So we'll stop the recording.